welcome everybody. I'm Lawrence Weschler, Director of the New York Institute for the Humanities here at NYU, and we are extremely pleased today to be collaborating with the New Jersey Institute of Technology, specifically with David Rothenberg, who is the visionary behind this whole production. And
okay, now I'm okay. So, did you hear all that? Anyway, the important thing is that David Rothenberg is to be credited with this remarkable day that's been put together. We also want to thank the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation for their support, but mainly I want to get out of the way, and so what I'll do is we like to start these Wonder Cabinets with music to wake everybody up, and nothing better today than to have David Rothenberg and Jaron Lanier do their riffs on the survival of the beautiful at the outset. So here they are.
So we just start playing?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ren and Stephanie, for allowing me to put together this crazy event here. Thanks to NYU and New Jersey Institute of Technology for helping to put it together and then sanction it, shall we say. Thanks to the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation for making it possible to invite all these cool people together. And thanks to all of you for coming. And now you get to hear an instrument. Jaron says you hear these all the time. But,
yeah, the one I was just playing was an unconventionally played Chinese erhu, which I think is pretty commonplace. I think there's somebody playing one in the subway midtown these days. And it's the Chinese fiddle. It's kind of a fun thing. The hu part of erhu is barbarian, and what it is it came from the Central Asian tribes, and they played a version of this on horseback, and as you can see, the bow actually goes between the strings, so it's kind of trapped, and that way you won't drop it off the horse, you know, and you know how it is when you're playing violin and suddenly the bow drops to the floor and you have to, you know, so you don't have that embarrassment. It's like it's consumer friendly in that way. It's sort of like Apple designed it or something. And you might notice there's a piece of paper here, and this is a little gold embossed certificate that the python whose skin was given to make this little python resonator was raised in a sustainable, very green, python environment. The python was named Colin,
This other instrument. Well, let's hear it before
I
we
only see
discuss
one
it.
instrument on this table.
All
Do
right.
you see a second one?
Right,
Right,
let's
okay.
hear it before we talk about it.
This thing, right?
So Jaron, how could such an instrument have evolved? Where did it actually come from?
Well, we think it was the Pleistocene salt marshes.
Exactly. Climbing up through the muck,
Yeah.
the primordial.
Right, no, so in the archaeological record, we have evidence of instruments in this family going back many thousands of years, about 13 perhaps. This particular design is extremely recent. Both of these are updates on classical Chinese instruments that are only a few years old. Music lives and changes, and in this newly rich China, all the instruments are being updated, and it's wonderful. They're actually neither better nor worse, but they're more intense in a way. The mouth organs, of which this is one, this one's called a shung, and this is the fanciest big 38-note concert shung. And the simpler ones are in a way even more intense, with many fewer notes. But one of the stories they tell is I think they're the birth of digital information in the human experience. Because if you look at the ancient ones, you have the sequence of pipes that are either on or off. So you have a sequence of similar objects in a row in particular positions, and they're played combinatorially. So they're a binary number. And I can't find any other instance of a binary number in human experience that's older. And there's one version of history, which I will not say has any exclusive purchase on being our ideal or canonical version of history, but it's my favorite one. So I ask you to adopt it as the truth. And in this version of history, and everything I'll say is true, the question is contextually, is it the most important stuff? I don't know, but anyway, the ancient versions of these traveled across the Silk Route to ancient Greece and Rome. The Romans made a giant version to accompany the gore in the Colosseum that was called the hydraulis. Because they were Rome, they had to make a great big one. It had to be steam powered, you couldn't blow it anymore. And it was so big that you couldn't operate the pipes with your fingers, so there were these planks operated by slave boys. That evolved into the keyboard. in the medieval organ, and then the piano, and then the leafy bloopy little synthesizers.
And then this. The highest form of digital human information, this thing here.
And well, I won't tell the whole story because, as David knows, I will tend to go on and on and on. And David, part of David's life is always, Jaron, stop talking. But just very briefly, I won't go through all the details, but in the evolution of the piano and the pipe organ, a player capability was often present where they could play themselves to a degree, and an improvising player piano inspired Jacquard to create the programmable Jacquard loom, which inspired Babbage to make the programmable calculator, which was the empirical basis of Turing and Neumann defining the computer. So in a sense, there is a historical trace from the first digital information to the current implementation of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot. Well, there you have one explanation for the vast importance of music in human evolution and the evolution of human culture. And as you know, many arguments have been made for why human beings have art and music. Why do we do these things? Are they practical? Do they help us survive? Are they just so much fun we can't stop doing them? You know, I recently wrote this book on this whole topic of where does beauty and art evolve through evolution, nature and life, and in humans, survival of the beautiful. And what was so fun about this project is so many cool and interesting people part of the story. And it's so great to be able to invite so many of them here to tell their own story, so I don't have to speak and tell you the argument of this book. It's going to unfold before you today with all these people are speaking. And one thing that began the book for me is the idea that you know, it's not human beings alone that make artworks in the world. There's a group of birds that evolved in Australia and New Guinea, the bowerbirds that make sculptures. They make artworks. The male bowerbirds make these works, these sculptures, to attract the attention of females. But they are not nests. Sometimes you see them described in books as being nests because we want to believe anything a bird does is somehow practical. A nest. They do not nest in these things. They are amazing artworks. And we're fortunate enough to have Gail Patricelli here from the University of California, Davis, to talk about you know, what she's researched, what she's found out with these amazing birds in New Guinea, bowerbirds. So here she is. Thanks a lot.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Lawrence Weschler, Director of the New York Institute for the Humanities here at NYU, and we are extremely pleased today to be collaborating with the New Jersey Institute of Technology, specifically with David Rothenberg, who is the visionary behind this whole.
But mainly I want to get out of the way, and so what I'll do is we like to start these wonder cabinets with music to wake everybody up, and nothing better today than to have David Rothenberg and Jaron Lanier do their riffs on the survival of the beautiful.
Production. And
okay. Oh, now okay. So did you hear all that? Anyway. The important thing is that David Rothenberg is to be credited with this remarkable day it's been put together. We also want to thank the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation for their support at the outset. So here they are.
So we just start playing?